often, certainly through the winter, get a lot of people from the public ask me if I'll take in common buzzards. Unfortunately, when there were no common buzzards once in Northamptonshire, the sky is full of them. Red kites, sparrowhawks, peregrine falcons, they're common and they're everywhere. So that 80% of those buzzards and other birds of prey that hatch in the spring and summer, that 80% that aren't going to make it through the first winter of their lives, and now they're so numerous, they're discovered by many people, often hit by cars or just simply starving. Starving because they're not fit for purpose in the environment they've got. They're not the top 20% also that are going to make it through and become breeding adults. And of course, that's the way it should be. Or we'd be overrun by birds of prey and there'd be no prey for them and they'd all starve anyway. That's just nature's way when you're a predator. People bring up, got a buzzard, it's been hit by a car, got a buzzard, it can't fly. And I just say now, sadly, call the vet as your first port of call. What will they do? Well, this is what they do. They might ring a local wildlife charity or bird of prey charity, but most of the time, duty of care, they've got to put it out of its pain, and that means euthanasia, which seems such a shame. But again, as a falconry centre, there's only so many buzzards or tawny owls you can possibly take in if you're not set up to take in and rehabilitate wildlife. So on the whole, we don't. Sometimes we take things in that are maybe a sparrowhawk trapped in a warehouse that's run out of steam, been handed in just before it expires and goes too far. We'll fatten them up and release them back where we found them. Often, actually, in urban areas, not the countryside. How weird is that? A garden bird now. Just recently, this week, the vet rang and said, we've got a short-eared owl. It's just an ordinary cat and dog vet. Got a short-eared owl, and we think it might be a baby. No, it's not, is it? Not this time of year. Might be a baby, but there's nothing wrong with it. We're looking for something, someone like yourselves. We've found you online. Can you help us out? Well, there must be something wrong. No, we've checked it out. There's nothing wrong with it. Well, you wouldn't have it, would you? You wouldn't have it there, would you? Someone picked it up near the roadside. Okay, well, it's probably been hit by a car, or it's a migratory species. Maybe it's got here, but it's just run out of steam, run out of energy, sharp keel, low in condition, and it just can't fly. Oh yeah, but there's nothing wrong with it. Okay. I go and get it. All I did, beautiful looking animal, literally checked it over real quickly. Wasn't happy about one of its wings, but then again, wasn't sure. I was just imagining things. We've put that owl in a dark box for 4 days and nights. No other disturbance. I've not even cleaned it out. A box with a towel and newspaper, a crack of light so we can see in there, in a warm room. If you're rehabbing any animals, pretty much all of them, warmth is key to helping them survive. It means their body's not having to work so hard, if they're certainly low in calories, to stay alive. Warm room, darkness, not disturbing, checking on them, handling them all the time. It's not a pet. You're trying to look after this wild animal. After about 12 hours of not eating, it kicked in. It's eating like a pig. It really has put some weight on, eating like a pig. So this evening, thought we're going to release this owl. So I'll show you what happened. Okay, time to release the short-eared owl. She's certainly fed up well. Had a lot of food, which is a good thing. She was thin, hoping that was the only thing wrong with her. We're down by the river valley. It's getting towards dusk. We don't want to murder crows to get her or a buzzard. This is a very agile species that will thermal up to great heights. They're migratory. As long as she's not injured, she should be just fine. That was an epic fail. Yes, it has got an injured right wing after all. I can take it to the Falconry Centre tomorrow, but I've actually, through the grapevine, got hold of someone from the old Northamptonshire Falconers Club who's owl mad and has always rehabbed wild birds of prey for many decades that I've known of him. I haven't spoken to him for ages, Alan. Got in touch, got a spare aviary. He's going to convalesce that bird. If it's a bruised wing, even my bird's bruised, even my bald eagle was out of action for 4 days last year because he bashed his wing on something and bruised it. If it's a bruised wing, generally, within a few weeks, they heal up. It's got another chance. It's migratory. It doesn't need to go back to its territory, maybe like a tawny owl. It's migratory anyway, just the right habitat. If it's a break, often breaks don't heal up to make an animal We've had kestrels that have broke their wings and then can fly after a year or so, but never to the degree they'll survive in the wild. So that's for another day. That's another story. But yes, it's just want to share with you that if you keep birds of prey yourselves, you don't have to be a falconry centre or a zoo. People will know you keep birds of prey. And if you haven't already, you will end up getting asked to look after these things. And you just got to think about what's your end game. Because if you take a bird of prey with a badly damaged wing, it's almost never going to be going back to the wild. If it's got something like it just needs feeding up, or it's just got bruises, then sometimes you can give those things a second chance. But for sure, it will happen if you keep birds of prey. If it's badly injured, don't feel bad about suggesting they take it to the vet. The vet can't charge you for that sort of duty of care to wildlife, but of course they will often euthanize these animals. A bit harsh, but often that is the best course of action for that animal, sadly. Anyway, beautiful species. Something as far as I know no one keeps in the UK and works with is a short-eared owl. Don't think anyone breeds them in the UK, sadly. I've worked with long-eared owls. I love them. One of my favourite of all owls. Short-eared owls, very similar. A bit more nervous than other owls, but very aerial. They would be great for display owls if you could train one well. Because I've seen short-eared owls in the winter spiral up into a clear blue sky out of sight. Very few owls are that aerial and acrobatic. So potential for training, brilliant, and flying. Ability to get them, no, because we can't work with these wild animals, of course. See you soon.